This is Majinoni, and whew, we have a very busy week today. Let me assure you something. Now, first up, this is for August 15th, 2018. We have Batman, obviously, because that's all that DC ever puts out. But it's number 53. Actually, I kind of like the cover. This is the third and final part to the Mr. Freeze trial, where Batman savagely beats him and oversteps the law to arrest a killer. And he goes to trial because he gets picked as a juror, and he tries to convince the jury that Mr. Freeze is innocent and Batman overstepped his bounds. Now, as expected from the direction of the way the book was going, Bruce, he basically says, Batman saved him. We get a little another mini origin out of, for those of you who don't know that Bruce is Batman. Like if that was the first time you picked up the comic and never watched the movies or anything. And then he basically goes, Batman is God. I'm sure we all think he's God. But he's not. He's a human. He's a man with leather, and he makes mistakes. So we shouldn't really idolize him. And everybody goes, yeah, it sounds fair. Okay. He's not. Mr. Freeze is innocent. And then, to me, what this is he realizes at some point in time that he overstepped his bounds. Crossed the line. Whether or not Mr. Freeze really did the crime or not, he feels that he overstepped. He beat him up pretty savagely because Mr. Freeze said that this wasn't the normal Batman. And what he is he basically tells people he's lonely, And it's because of Catwoman. Catwoman just wrecked him silly. And he basically took out his anger and frustration out on Mr. Freeze. So he feels sorry. And he wants Mr. Freeze to go. So that's the gist of the story. And then he's like, it's like he because he's so distraught from Catwoman leaving, that he can't have anything that might be associated with her, so to speak. So he gets rid of his Batman suit. And he goes with the original Batman suit, so he's like going back to old school. Which is kind of stupid, because that older costume is not fortified enough to stop guns and the bullets and whatnot. Unless, of course, he got modified stuff on the side, but it didn't, I don't know. Probably irrelevant because it's a comic book. But that's just the story. On one hand, I'm glad that he's dealt with the grief, the sorrow, the sadness, the loneliness, and we can just move on. But at the other hand, I'm just like going, couldn't we have done this like in 2 issues? Alright, next up is Justice League number 6. Oh, at the mercy of Grodd. Yes, indeed. Well, it was alright. I mean, the important thing to this story here was things moved. They moved in a direction. Heroes are finally breaking free of their their whatever they did to these people, and they're starting to mount their counterattack. I thought this here was a possible wasted moment. Now, that being, it's Grodd's basically preventing Flash from moving. But Flash is using an incredible amount of Speed Force to move just a little bit, and Grodd acknowledges that, and I think that alone is just a nod in the right direction. But I think at the same time, something like this could have maybe he didn't. This is too early for the Flash to escape, but it would have been a cool moment to see him bust out type thing. Do the Peter Parker lifting up the extreme weight, so that way he can go home to see Aunt May type thing. The other thing is what they did with Hawkgirl. Joker jacked her up with a bunch of poisons, and she's like, my wings, there's something wrong with my wings. And there they are. And all I'm thinking of is, my God, somebody, Snyder, whoever, they read the X-Men, they loved the Angel's new wings, and they said, we gotta copy it. And I'm just like, oh my God, why? Why do they do this type of nonsense? I just don't know. You know, I've had an on mostly off. I've mostly been turned off by this run. I'm just happy to see it moving and the heroes finally fighting back, and you know, it's gonna be over before we know it. And we have like 50 issues of Snyder Justice League to look forward to. Damage. Why am I still reading this gosh darn book? You know, they pull the unknown soldiers here, and he's here to take away young Damage and save him from the evil mercenaries that are after him. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I mean, the unknown soldier, he's not really used that often, and it's a good way to introduce the character again to new readers, especially with this new imprint. So I'm okay with that. But he's like a super spy, and he leaves his mask behind. Like, why? He knows people are coming. Why would you leave the mask? I mean, on one hand, yeah, you can say he's being arrogant and he's taunting the villains, but at the other hand, it's like they now know. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you do that? Then there's a guy in an elevator shaft, so they start fighting, and he has metal over a tiny piece of his head, and he has to shoot that tiny piece of head metal. Why didn't you shoot him where he has flesh, and then maybe the bullet would have gone through his skull, and then you wouldn't have to deal with one villain? You know what I'm saying? He's like a spy. So come on, let's get with the game. Then the next thing is they get away, and time is of essence. And Damage will not let the unknown soldier drive away until he gets his answers. All I'm thinking is, Jesus, you are such a spoiled, entitled jackass. Just drive away, and when you get away, get your answers. I get you're pissed that you're a pawn in a bigger game, but he saved your life. Be thankful and escape. But no, that can't happen, because then you got to have the big fight in the next issue, which is scheduled to happen. And I don't know why I keep buying this book. I just don't. He has power for an hour. You know what I mean? And he just got the power back, and then he's gonna waste it. He's gonna waste it. I just don't get it. I understand they wanted to go the all new direction, but I really liked the last Damage. Unfortunately, he died. That character was cool because he was a teenager guy, young. He had incredible power, but he couldn't control it, and bad things could happen. So I really, really like that concept. So it would have been nice if they continued it, but they killed him, so they have to go. They have to clone the Hulk. Anyways, and how's that Marvel making Gamora Thanos now? Oh my God. What are they doing? What are they doing? They turned Gamora into Thanos. But anyways, that's it for today. We'll have more stuff. I got manga. I gotta finish reading, and we'll have more stuff later. And also, I got a game that I haven't been playing in a long that I need to play. It's a water guns in a water park. Let you fill in the blanks, but it's an all-female cast. I think it'll be fun. Great depth of story. And speaking of great depth of story, finished Yakuza 6. Song of Life. Fantastic game. Literally, I mean it. It's a fantastic game. There is a mini game where you go into a chat room and there's a live actress, a video of her, and you have to do a typing thing. Like, square, circle, triangle, X. And then if you type in the phrase in time, then the thing continues. She's interested then. And she starts slowly taking off clothes. And I swear to God, I'm like throwing credits into this thing. And it just toyed with my emotions, because there's a sexy girl and a cute girl. And they just toyed. They toyed with me. And and they never gave me. Well, you get a video at the end of they want to take you to heaven, but everything's covered. Every important part that you would ever want to know about this person is covered. And then there's then you go to a bar, and then there's a conversation game where you have to sit there and listen to somebody talk. I mean, it's like a bunch of people talking, and then it goes, now you can speak, and then you have to choose the right answer, and then if you choose correctly, then it goes to then you get basically, for lack of a better term, companion points. Where their friendliness is increased towards you, and your standing in the bar goes up, and then they take you on another little mini quest mission with that person that's the center of the conversation, and then he asks, "Hey, can I join your baseball team?" So you have to do that so you get people on your baseball team. And the whole purpose, besides baseball, is you have to become the top person in the bar so you can sit on a couch and not the bar stool. I know that sounds crazy, but it's a really fun game. Highly recommend Yakuza 6. The whole Yakuza series is amazing. Just amazing. So, anyways, that's it for today. Like, share. Let me know what you guys picked up, what you are looking forward to reading the most. I know you bought a stack of Marvel, so I gotta hear that. So until next time.